2 minutes. Is that what we decided on? You're going to need 2 minutes worth of material.
Sorry, do we tell the kids that they might be feel uncomfortable or
No,
not?
no, let them experience it.
Okay.
Some of them might not, right? So let them have their authentic experience, and then you'll debrief with them. Don't prescribe what they're going to feel. The person that's listening may not say anything. You can't respond, you can't ask questions, you just need to focus on the talker. And when the talker's done talking, listener, you're going to spend 30 seconds paraphrasing back what they told you. Then we're going to switch roles. The talker's going to become the listener's going to become the talker. So you each have a chance. So they each have a chance as a talker and a listener.
And you, as the facilitator, are starting the clock together.
Yes.
So, okay, now.
And you might want to do something that you can gather them with. I have a chime I take with me, or you could just, when you hear me clap, whatever you need to do to get there. Yeah. Adults have a lot of problems with this too. Do you guys get what we're getting at here? Mm-hmm. Very, very rarely do we actually spend 2 whole minutes just listening and not interrupting. So this is a big chance to practice that and feel what it's like. So then you can have a discussion afterwards, and you can ask them, what is active listening? What did you do? And they might give you things like eye contact, a smile, I nodded, I leaned in, I paid attention. What was it like to talk without interruption? There's some things we're comfortable with, and there's some things we're uncomfortable with. And what was it like to simply listen and not do anything else? Any questions on the active listening?
Where did we write what it actually looks like? I'm trying to find that.
What active listening is?
Actually, yeah, here it is.
Here, after,
Leaning
in parentheses, leaning in, paying
yeah.
attention, eye contact, nodding.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
And you know, a great way to do that with the kids, I'm just thinking, because you were doing it, is model with your body. If they don't have any idea, just go, you know, and someone will say something. Yeah, oh, that's a good one, Julian.
So I have a question. So in this, I've been through this activity before,
Yeah,
and often one of the 2 participants run out of things to say.
run it, yeah.
And so I think the goal of the activity is also to, even if you have nothing else to say, the other person still has the 2 minutes, so they still have the floor.
Yeah.
And there's this moment of uncomfortable silence, and they may find something new to say, but they're not supposed to say, okay, we're done.
Right.
Right? They're
Right,
supposed
yeah.
to finish the 2 minutes.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
And Maria, tell me if you disagree with this, but I would encourage you to not just stand there and watch them. Be available to them. So move around the classroom, and if you see somebody, you know, really struggling, you can give them a. Yeah. What else can you say? Would you recommend not interrupting them if they're really struggling? I didn't do that with adults, but I'm wondering if the kids might need. No, let them go.
I think it's okay. I mean, if as long as you're really clear about the instructions,
Yeah.
right? That there's no interruption, that it's a timed effort. Even if you have a pause, an idea, you could set it up. If
Yeah.
you have a pause of ideas, let a couple of seconds lapse of quiet, and then maybe you'll come up with something else. But this is, you know, use the entire time to describe it in as much detail.
Yeah.
Is it okay if they switch to another? Like if they run out on that one topic, they can just pick another one? Or should they try to
I would
keep going
encourage
on?
them to stay. I think there's a can of worms that could open up with
Okay.
switching
So
topics.
stay in there and just dig down deeper if you find you. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I think one of the things is that we talked about is initially the question was going to be our topic was describe a memorable event with your family, experience with your family, and memorable from good as well as bad. Use as much detail to describe it. Then we realized that some kids may not have that many experiences with family, that you would open it up to them. As long as they choose something that they engage in and share for a full 2 minutes, basically.
Can we give them prompts like science camp, Halloween, something
Absolutely,
like
Yeah.
that?
absolutely.
So I can see one of the 6th grade class not being able to express themselves at all.
I
So-
can hear a lot of giggling.
Not just giggling, I know that there were some kids who were completely quiet in one class, and
Yes.
I don't see them participating. Even if they sit with somebody across, I'm pretty sure
Yes,
that
there are, you're right, there are.
there will be cases, I'm sure, at least where there will not be any dialogue at all going on. So, what do we do in that case? That
My thought is that this is a wonderful chance for them to practice. Are you saying even if they just, no matter what?
no matter
they
what,
meet?
You
they'll
can't
just sit
force
there.
them, but they have
I
to sit
can't force
quietly
them.
then.
Or is it?
Talk
I
about
don't
your
know. So what's?
experience at science camp, the most recent thing that they did, or talk about your Halloween night. What did you guys do? You know.
I understand that. I mean, but if the kid doesn't speak,
I had a couple in my 8th grade class that
Mhm.
it was, so there's clearly some,
so you just
developmental
ignore
things.
them, or
Can we ask
What do you
teacher
guys
for
think?
help? Or-
I mean, I'm sure we can ask the
So-
teacher for them to help.
What I would do is prep the teacher a little bit in advance. And I think on this one, you could say we are doing a one-on-one listening activity. Is there a child or two that you think might need some assistance with this or something? Or maybe somehow pair them up in advance, I don't know. But I agree, I think you will find a handful.
And I also had another question. I am not sure 45 minutes are enough for this lesson.
A
It's
lot.
going.
Well, that's
There
going
is
to
so much going on in
my
here.
laws. Amend
I'm-
on the fly.
I mean,
Whatever
even
you can get.
if we amend on the fly, the first activity itself, where you separate the groups and stuff, maybe you need 2 sessions for this lesson, which I don't mind if it needs to be done. But if it's something as important as empathy and such an important lesson that we are trying to convey to the kids, we should do it full justice and not try to cram it up in 45 minutes. Do whatever, I mean, if we can do whatever we can in the first 45 minutes. If we can't get to the next part, maybe postpone it to a next session that's my feeling based on the interactions.
I think it's realistic. I mean, we only have 50 minutes,
Yeah.
but it's still, like, I know I had minutes left over in the last lesson. And also, they're already sitting in groups. You don't have to do anything.
I understand that. See, last one was a different kind. This one is, they have to open up themselves and talk. So,
Yeah.
in
But
some
it's time.
It's time.
Yeah.
Time
I just figure
consuming.
50 minutes is better than 0. And then also the ones that don't actively participate, they're still soaking it up. It's better than not getting it. Like, I know some kids are
Yeah.
really shy, right? And you just
Yeah.
can't make them. Sorry.
And if you're short on time, you could amend this too. You could do 30, I mean, if you're really running out of time, you could do, I think, like 30 seconds and 15 seconds paraphrasing. The point is practicing skills. And so just even 30 seconds of completely listening, it's not going to get, maybe you do a minute, as much as you
Oh, man,
can.
yeah, I do.
They get the chance, at least in a teeny nutshell, to get the point of I'm sitting, I'm listening, I'm paying attention, I'm doing nothing else. That's all we're trying to get to.
I
The
understand that.
beginning, the very first exercise is, if you allow it as a facilitator, it can take a lot longer. The whole point, I think, with that one is to tell the kids, you literally have, as a group, 2 minutes to give your first impression, because that's the whole idea, first impression. But if you give them too much time, they can really drag that first one out. Because I think that's the one I think we're gonna have to watch most carefully.
So what, I agree on that. The only thing is like the kids need to get comfortable, so it takes a while for them to, and they're just warming up to you. So there's a lot of chit chat that goes on, and they want to get to know you, and also it's because saw that last time too. So the only thing is, if it doesn't get done, then we just go take another session or something.
The other
like
thing that I've been thinking is just like if you write a text and say I'm sorry about your loss, is these classes, what it prompted me to do is go, gosh, I need to be here away from this classroom time and let the kids know, hey, I'm here if any one of you want to talk more about this. And if you're available to them, I think that's another good way to get, go deeper, because that's when it might come out.
I mean, this question of the social media. I can bet you every kid will have something to say about that. And if you don't give chance for everyone to say, then I mean, I'm not saying that you can have each time you can't let 31 kids speak their mind. This time doesn't permit you that. But
Well, and there's another thing too, and I totally agree with you because I'm very talkative, and I tend to, because I talk a lot, the kids tend to talk a lot, and we go over, you know. But I feel like if they're on subject and they're excited about sharing, I go with, like, you just have to read the room and go with it.
Right.
It is a really important topic, and this could be something fun because it's uncomfortable and it's weird to say, like with Funvisors, like, you know, I'll be coming out on Thursday if you guys want to try this exercise. It'll freak you out, but I'll do it with you if you guys want to meet me at lunch on, you know, I'll be out there, or we can talk about it more, you know, if you have more to say. Like, give them another time that you'll be available to continue the
And
discussion.
I'd say if you have time, if you want to, go into your class again. If your teacher agrees, you could have a workshop chat session about the last topic, and let us know how it goes. Right, this is grassroots effort. We're trying to find out what works with middle school kids, and that might be something that works. A lesson with a follow-up lesson.
And
you
I
know, the
think
next day.
your experiences where you find the kids really gravitate to a topic, it's worthwhile bringing back to us because we have future lessons. We can incorporate these things, and like the whole friendship thing, a huge part of it can deal with social media.
And empathy.
So there are opportunities in future lessons to delve deeper into what we see the kids are, like, they're drawn to discussing.
I mean, the 6th grader was just getting into social media, at least my daughter. I mean, I don't think she's got any of the accounts or anything. She just chats on Hangouts with a couple of friends.
Google Hangouts is the
Yeah.
big thing, yeah. But even that has the aspect of the people who
So-
weren't told.
Yeah, so it's on my, I mean,
Yeah.
I do the whole policing on that.
Right. So I'm going to model something here that we're actually discussing, which is I'm jumping in to control the conversation because we're going long on time for something that some people are interested in. But I also noticed a few people are kind of checking out and looking at their watches. So even though maybe a third of the room is enraptured with this awesome social emotional learning, be aware that 2/3 is probably sitting there checked out, and you need to move on. And it's the most
good point.
difficult thing to get
point.
to the material versus enabling every discussion to the end. It just can't happen. So you need to be a timekeeper, and keep in mind getting to the material versus having the world's longest, most in-depth discussion, which is not going to happen in Cornerstone, and that's another topic for a counselor.
Yeah.
Okay, right.
Yeah.
And I will finish there because the last page is self-explanatory.
Okay.
That's how I'm adjusting to our time crunch.
Oh.
We're done.
Okay. Wait, turn the page. And guys, a good way, I just wanted to tell you that, since I have trouble with time, and I asked one of the kids to be my timekeeper, because that was part of my description about me, so I was time challenged, and it worked really well. The kids love saying, Miss Bella Walla, you're halfway. I'm like, oh, got it. It'll help you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what, Martha?